So imagine for a moment that you're told by an extraterrestrial being that you're going to be traveling to a strange planet, far from home, naked as the day you were born, in a translucent box. You're going to be traveling to this faraway planet with yellow skies and green seas to help combat some great evil. But that's actually all the information you're given. In fact, you really don't know what your instructions are once you get there. So, yeah, sounds like a regular day in my life. I'm Mark Jones, and C.S. Lewis's Perelandra is number 12 of 52. Perelandra is the second book in C.S. Lewis's space trilogy. It follows Out of the Silent Planet and precedes That Hideous Strength. The story begins with the narrator, Lewis, traveling to meet his good friend Ransom, who, if you remember, is our hero from Out of the Silent Planet. He is to see Ransom off on his journey to Perelandra, or Venus. So Ransom travels to Venus and there meets who he calls the Lady, who actually turns out to be the first woman on this planet. So as he follows her around on the floating islands of Venus and sort of gets to know her, he wonders really why he's even there until one day when he sees a streak of light across the sky. That streak of light happens to be a spaceship. And inside that spaceship is everyone's favorite megalomaniacal asshole, Weston. Yes, friends, Weston is back, but he's not back as Weston. His body has been inhabited by the Bent One, the devil, and he's come on a mission to Venus to tempt the Lady and the King to bend their world to his will. So the story mainly progresses with the struggle between Ransom and the Unman, as he calls him, the body of Weston containing the soul of a demon, or possibly even Satan himself. So eventually Ransom comes out on top and is able to prevent the devil from leading the Lady and the King into sin. The book sort of culminates in this ceremony in which the Eldil of Perelandra basically hands over the keys of the house to the King and Queen. Basically says, you are now the Oyarsa, the boss of this planet. What I didn't like about the book was that it was a very slow read. Out of the Silent Planet was a little bit slow, but this one was very slow in comparison. In fact, I timed myself, and it generally took me between 2 and 3 minutes to finish each page, which normally I'm a very fast reader. But it's very wordy. There's a lot of ideas that are sort of repeated redundantly to kind of enforce the point. And while that's good to an extent, it made it very difficult. So I would recommend this book if you're okay with that sort of thing. But if you tend to like a story that gets on with the point, maybe read like the Cliff's Notes or like an abridged version or something. But the story is really, really great. And I'm actually really looking forward to the next book, That Hideous Strength, which I've heard is actually an even slower read, so I'm going to have to really buckle down on that one. Now, if you've read the books in this series, I would love to hear from you. Please leave me a comment in the section down below or leave a video response. You can also tweet to me about it. My Twitter handle is @MarkJonesAudio, and the hashtag for this series is down here in the corner, as always. This week had a different co-director and director of photography. This week it was Chad Crenshaw. You can follow him on Twitter @ChadCrenshaw. But that's it for this week's OfFiftyTwo. My name is Mark Jones, and I will see you guys next Tuesday.
So you know how, like, the Jesus and the toast kind of thing?
Yeah.
So you're...
you, Chad.